You know, somebody asked me last night, you know, what's the focus? Like, what are you focusing on? And I was like, you know, man, I just love to make good music. I am a California boy, born and raised. I was born in Pasadena, California, under palm trees and sunshine in the early 70s. It don't matter what flag you were born under. You don't need to stay under your cover. It don't matter what your shape is. It don't matter what your age is. This is your time. 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 Your time to shine. Your time to shine. School, I went to an Episcopal school, and there was church choir, and that's where I really got my start, was church choir. And just, you know, I think that the teachers and my parents recognized early on that I was the tall kid in back, rocking back and forth with his eyes closed and really just feeling every note. You know, and I can remember even just singing at those times in church choir at a young age, and just like, everybody, come on, let's get into this. You know, it's just like I wanted to produce something with the kids. Like, let's, all right, you do this, you do that, we're gonna do this. Invisible people. Really, I'm a product of my parents' vinyl collection. My folks are very diverse people, and my dad was a big jazz and soul and gospel head, and my mom was big into soul and rock and roll as well. She was a big Beatles fan and Zeppelin. As far as songwriting goes, I think the first guy that really struck me was Bill Withers. The soulfulness in his delivery, this simple, strong, powerful melodies, structures of the songs, real messages, positive messages, messages of change and messages of love. Anywhere I wanna live. Playing this Martin through this Black Volt amp, man, it sounds so pure and so warm. Oh, yes. I did actually a couple TED Talks. I did one in Santa Barbara and one in Chicago. And I did that on the healing powers of music. I chose that subject because A, I believe in the healing powers of music, and B, I want to really talk about in a public forum something that I've never really talked about in a public forum, which is that I lost my hearing when I was a teenager. It was really drastic. I was about 15 and my hearing just started going. And it was a condition called otosclerosis. And I was already really heavy into music, so I decided to have an operation on one ear, on my right ear, and I regained about 80% in this ear. But I never had the operation on this ear because I started, playing professionally, and I don't think I've taken a month off since I was 15 from playing music. Here I am, a professional musician, and have been a professional musician for many years with only being able to hear out of one ear. And so I wanted to talk about that and give an example of that as to hopefully lift other people up that have that feel like they may have limits to do what their passion is. And I want to talk about being an example, and hopefully be an example of a limitless energy and feeling and possibility. A wise man once said, if they don't give you a seat at the table, make a seat. Go build a seat and bring it to the table.
On her cheek, pass the comb down through her hair, make it fall across her breast and the linen that she wear. Ride her gentle through the town, past the pool hall and the store, long black Lincoln rolling down to that peaceful river shore. She'll be wearing white, wearing white, when she meets the Lord. When he asks her why she came,
You want to sing too?
and say my name.
I've just taken the attitude lately of really not limiting what I'm doing and what I'm putting out there, and just saying yes to different projects and digging in and giving everything I can my all. I have a blues soul band called Reverend Tall Tree. And Reverend Tall Tree is a name that was given to me by a Native American elder when I was young. Well, actually Tall Tree, not Reverend Tall Tree. And then I actually became ordained when I was younger and started doing my friends' weddings and some funerals. And so I became the Reverend Tall Tree. And so I started this band about 3.5 years ago. It's going great. And we're playing a lot of gigs, festivals, and that kind of thing. And then I just finished a CD and an album in Muscle Shoals. It's Chris Pierce featuring original members of the Swampers, the Muscle Shoals Horns, and the Shoal Sisters. And we did a full-length album. My friend Dave Resnick produced it, and that was just incredible working with those guys. And, I cut everything live. I cut vocals live with the guys, and it was just an incredible experience because I didn't know them. I didn't know what to expect. But they're all just really warm, just loving, giving. It was like just pure fellowship being with those guys. It's just like, hey man, all right, you ready to go? Okay, what key? Count it off. And I was like, all right, here we go. Don't mess this up. When your baby leaves you all alone. And we did the whole thing. And then we all looked at each other and they looked at me. And Dave Resnick came in. He said, "We got it. That's the take." And that was it. And that's the one that's on the record. And that's how we did most of the songs. 1 or 2 takes.
When your baby leaves you all alone, and nobody calls you on the phone, don't you feel like crying?